So the question is the best past or is the best yet to come? I used to always say the best is yet to come. I've said that for many years. Is it still the case at this stage? I'm generally a very optimistic person. I've always described myself as an optimistic realist, or a realistic optimist if you prefer. I don't know if there's a difference or not. I've been thinking about it, and the realist in me is wondering if the best is past. It's just a fact of life that at some point in our life we start to deteriorate. I guess we can argue about when that starts. Some people think it starts early. Some people think it starts a little bit later. I don't know. I guess it's individual. It depends on the individual, as far as I can see. There's really no arguing that our physical nature declines over the years after a certain point. And I think you probably have to admit that at 75, we're probably not as sharp as we were at 55 or 45. I can live with that. I'm all right with that. You've heard the phrase past your prime or over the hill. You may even have gotten what they call a humorous card at your 30th birthday or 40th birthday, which seems a little ludicrous, calling somebody over the hill at 30 or 40. Of course, if you're 20, it's different. If you're 75, over the hill is hardly 30 or 40 or 50. I think for most of us, there's a point where we're at our best, physically and mentally. Maybe at the same time, maybe not at the same time. I think it's an individual thing. I'm not sure how long that period lasts. Probably lasts differently, different lengths of time for different people. That makes sense, I guess. Here's an interesting chart that I came across. I don't know the details of the chart, how many people were surveyed or anything like that. I just came across it on the internet. It appears that most people feel their prime is between 25 and 40, which is a pretty good stretch. I don't know. For myself, I think I was probably at my best between 45 and 50. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's how I feel about it. So I'll tell you one thing though. I'd like to meet the folks who thought their prime was over 80. I'd like to meet those folks. And some studies suggest that biological aging, though it's a continual thing, it 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 has growth spurts. Like when you're a teenager or adolescent, you have growth spurts. Well, biological aging, they say, has spurts as well, and they come like the early 30s, and then in your 60s, and then your late 70s. I can't really say that I've felt an aging spurt in my 30s. Of course, I was thinking about other things then, I suppose. So I can attest to the late 70s. I think I've noticed the greatest sense of aging in my 70s. I'll be 76 here in a couple of months, a few months. That's probably not unusual. Uh, in your 70s has been a big change. But really, even if all of that is true, even if we're past our prime and over the hill and all of that business, does that mean that the best is not yet to come? I don't know. Maybe the best is still yet to come. Maybe not the best physically or the best mentally, but the best of life. Personally, I think the different stages of our life offer us different things, and the best can change. The best of what is the question. When you're young, you have that exuberance and vitality and the stamina to pull those all-nighters when you get the urge. Later on, we gain some maturity and hopefully some wisdom, and we tend to pace ourselves a little differently. And later still, though the vitality and the exuberance might still be with us mentally, our physical side doesn't want to play along. And one of my happy places has always been cutting and splitting wood. I've done it for many years and I just really enjoy it. I used to do it all day long, for hours on end. Now, if I get an hour or two in, that's about it for me. But at least I can still do it. I miss being able to go all day long chopping wood, but I'm grateful for being able to do what I can. Someday the day will come when I'm not able to do that, but not yet. At this stage of my life, I have another different happy place. It's called sitting in front of the fireplace with a good book. And I enjoy that too. I enjoy that an hour or two at a time. But there will come a time when maybe I can do that all day long, hours on end. So I ask myself, is the best yet to come? Well, it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about looks, no, forget about it. Age spots and thinning hair and wrinkles and saggy skin and all of that. Yeah, no, the looks are past. The best of the looks are past. The best of the physical is past. I'm fine with that. I had my time. Now I've got this time. Speaking about the best, is my most content self still ahead of me? I think so. Is my most relaxed self still ahead of me? I think so. I'm getting there. That seems to be improving. A little more content every day with my situation. That's a good thing. A little more relaxed. That's a good thing. So the best, maybe the best is yet to come for certain things. At this stage of my life, what's most important? I'm fine with being relaxed and content at this stage. The desire to rush and succeed from years past, that's not around anymore. Or it's still around, but in a different sense. I still have goals and desires and ambitions. I'm still making plans, but they're different than they used to be. And I'm fine with that. I'm still optimistic for whatever the future brings. Now, I'm well aware that this conversation is strictly from my point of view, and not everybody is in the same position I am. If you're finding yourself unwell or in financial straits or having emotional issues, I hear you. I know you feel differently about this than I do. And if that's your case, if that's where you are, I hope you find a way through it peacefully and gracefully. If you find yourself in a state of affairs similar to mine, I hope you'll join me in counting our blessings, because we're the lucky ones. And once again, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out for a few minutes, listening to me ramble once again. And I appreciate you being here. I still appreciate you being here. Peace and joy. And maybe the best is yet to come.